Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry. Subscribe and like if you can, please, or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
Facebook Live then.
Yeah,
it'll take me too long to figure out.
Hey. We got a full house. Okay.
Yeah. It's like the dressing.
I'm
doing
You, Mike? Muted? There was a button for that.
Oh, no. Love that.
There we go.
I can hear you.
Okay.
No, it's
But last-
so basically you guys are hearing us through the Max mic.
Yeah.
We have this mic that we use so we can control like feedback and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what they hear. And yeah, I don't know why it didn't work.
My Mac has been having some technical issues ever since it decided to do an update. So there's that.
We fixed it, Pi.
Pi, we fixed it. So Pi's in Finland, guys.
Oh, nice.
We have people from, since you guys are, well, I know, Mike, you've been in the chat plenty of times, but Greg, we have people who will stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning just to see who is going to be on the show.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we got Pi, usually Renee, Linda's here and she's from France. So,
Nice.
Bonjour.
I don't know, I haven't seen Linda pop in yet, but that's okay. Usually, obviously,
Well,
Lucy's.
Pops in, let her know. So
Oh, we.
Lucy is
did
she'll
that.
be here.
Good.
Lucy's from the UK, so I mean, you know.
Hey. What's up, Santiago?
What do we got? Oh, he says that you guys are his lovers. I mean, brothers.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
From,
People are confused.
yeah.
Everyone is on YouTube now, waiting for you guys to appear. Yeah. We've been.
The link. What are they waiting on?
Yeah, we've been broadcasting that we're going to be on the camp, so I don't know what everybody's doing. Pi, do me a favor. Tell everyone to get their shit in order and head over to Facebook. How do we sound?
I posted the link.
Can you hear me now? Okay, just making sure.
I can't hear you.
So
Can
guys,
you hear me now?
Yeah.
what obviously for anyone who's here and wants to know, both of these gentlemen have had roles on The Walking Dead as creature actors, and they also have current roles right now, and obviously in the past have had roles on Marvel as well, in the movies. So questions can be based on actually anything Walking Dead, because they're allowed to talk about anything going on and anything that did happen. And then Marvel wise, we'll let you guys know what they've been in already, but we can't talk about what they're doing currently. You guys all know that. So real quick, how did you guys, so you guys met on set? Is that how you guys originally met? How did you guys meet?
No, we met because we're both a couple of goofy costumers. The 501st, the Star Wars costuming group, and we actually met trooping at a game. Yeah, he's got that, and I've got a biker scout.
So this was that's a Star Wars thing, right?
501st, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm not either. I know when it comes to Star Wars, unfortunately, I'm like the original 3 kind of guy. I tried diving into like the newer stuff, and it didn't grasp me the way that the original 3 did. But
Original
that's more of this gentleman's realm. And as far as that goes. So okay.
Yeah, so the 501st is Lucasfilm's premier costuming organization. That all has to be approved and screened and everything. And we're like their charity. We do all their charity. We do like Make-A-Wish Foundation and Special Olympics. And just anytime anybody wants to raise money, it's cool to have some stories.
Star Wars Weekends parades down at Disney also, like marching down on the sidewalk. That was us. So.
And actually, all stormtroopers that were in that were also 501st.
Really?
Yep. They needed extras, so they reached out to the 501st.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys are just a part of this group. And you guys get like these secret red phone, like the bat phone goes off.
It's like the bat phone,
yeah.
Exactly.
And then you guys just gear up and go, and you're like, screw it, we're a stormtrooper today. Yeah. All right, that's pretty damn. I wish I had like a cool hobby like that. Every time I get a phone call, it's to show up to work.
Yeah.
But like work, not fun shit.
Mine's usually phone calls telling me not to.
Like, you know what, guys? I'd really like to come get that OT, but I got to put on my Star Wars uniform. I'm out of here. So, I mean, that's the stuff you guys do, like pro bono. Is there any kind of like, do you guys get like, I don't know, like, hey, here's some backstage passes or something or anything? Or
I mean, sometimes we got passes to Disney and stuff. So.
We both performed with Weird Al.
Yeah, we've been. I've been on stage with Weird Al.
Did you get watermelon splattered all over you?
Yeah.
Gallagher.
Wait, who is it? Wait,
wait, Gallagher, the comedian.
I'm thinking of who am I thinking? I'm thinking of Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher, the comedian. He died. You know that?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, tragic.
Oh.
Really?
His brother took over.
Yeah.
So wait, which guy were you just talking about?
Weird Al.
Yeah,
singer.
Al.
Weird Al
Oh, he used to
Yankovic?
make all the music, like.
Yeah, the
Still
parody.
does.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I thought they were the
Still
same
does.
guy. Honestly, that's my bad.
He's still
I really did. I thought they were the same dude.
I just read somewhere that Dan Ratcliffe is going to be playing him in the
Biopic,
movie.
Yeah.
Playing Weird Al.
Yeah.
Oh.
Harry Potter playing Weird Al Yankovic
In a
in a biopic.
I'm thinking of,
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
On the show.
that happens with the two of us. We'll go on some tangent and.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's tangents are good. Tangents are good.
That's content. That's quality content.
Yeah, because then we just get to sit here and do this while you guys go off on a roll.
Just listen.
as long as tangent
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah.
Some math jokes.
So all right. So Mike, you've been on season 2 and 3 of The Walking Dead.
I actually did 2, 3, 5.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you were on it. Wow, you were on it for the 4 seasons, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Probably 4 of the best seasons,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Greg,
Absolutely.
you guys got to work together because you did what? You were on 3 and 4 as well.
I did 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh shit.
8, and 9.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right. Whoa, man. All right.
All right. And mainly, like, you guys were, creature actors, or did you ever have like a whisperer role or anything like that, or?
Whisper. Yes.
I was always just like the face walkers that got killed up close.
It's something about your face, apparently. It looks good getting killed on camera.
You know, I gotta say, Michael just inspired me. I think that whenever we have a creature actor who's been on The Walking Dead, whenever we have them on, what we need to do from now on is, you know how The Walking Dead on Talking Dead, they do like the homage.
Yeah.
every time you've been killed, we're just gonna have a clip that plays.
That would be a lot of clips.
I'm okay with that.
Take the whole show.
That'll take up half an hour of the show.
Over the seasons, I've done like right at 100 walkers. So and none of them got cut. They were all on screen kills.
That's cool.
Wow.
That's really cool.
I guess, do you have a favorite out of all of them? Like, was it by a certain actor or?
I've been killed by like literally everybody up until like the beginning of season 6. One that is the first episode of season 3. when they're clearing out the prison, and Rick's coming through, and I'm the prisoner walker. They dubbed me the prison blues walker in the Talking Dead, and Rick's coming at me, and like he goes
Okay.
off, and we did it maybe 10, 15 times, but probably about like the sixth time, says to where I was going, because I had contacts in, couldn't see, and I would hear Andrew Lincoln make a little growling sound, so I knew he was swinging the machete. Well, one time I counted my steps, heard the growl on the side of my head. That was the last thing I remembered. It was stunt machete, so it's out. I was laid out on the ground, and the ground was wet because it had rained, so they kept wetting the ground. So I'm laying. They finished the scene, reset, and I'm still laid on the ground. They said so. Finally, they come over and they thought Greg Nick, and I kind of came to, and they had already pulled my contacts out, and I look up, and like everybody's just surrounding her, and they're all like, "Are you okay?" And I kind of looked up and I said, "Did it look okay?" and then doing the scene some more, and then they did a photo shoot right afterwards. So I've got a picture of me like as a prison zombie, all out of it, and I totally was. Like I was hearing bells the rest of the day.
The cool part is, I believe that's the take that they actually used on the aired.
Yeah, because I was at the premiere for it, and I was sitting next to the FX artist Sean, and right as it happened, he kind of gigged me on the side. He goes, "Watch this." And when they cut my head off, my head went spinning, and he's like, "That's the one where you got hit." I was like, "Okay."
So they use, those are wooden, the props?
Yeah, they're either wooden or foam, or like they could be like wood, and like with foam on the
Your luck,
outside.
it wasn't a foam day. It wasn't like a.
Yeah. It was
Yeah. Like I always thought they were like I don't know, like a Nerf type. You know what I mean? Almost like a rubberized firm rubber.
Mm-hmm. Firm rubber.
Some of them are.
Firm rubber phrasing.
The same episode when Daryl's shooting the crossbows. It's funny because it barely has any power, so he would shoot one and literally just kind of go, meow. And then they would have to like pretend that it hit somebody.
I guess that's stuff we've asked and talked about before, but I never really knew like the weapons. Like, you get cold cock with a wooden object,
It's gonna hurt,
especially by Andy.
Oh yeah, man, he's coming after me. He's coming after.
You should have had him sign it, and then you could have kept
it. made him feel really bad about it.
Hey, the day you knocked me out,
my neck.
But once he did a week or so later, that ended up being, there's this big cardboard stand up of me, and I'm bald, and they used it, and I was on the cover of TV Guide and all that. We were doing the photo shoot, and I'm laying on the ground because it was gonna be for like 3 poster, I think it was, where he's standing on the bus and he's got his gun out, and I'm laying on the ground, and he's like stepping on my chest, and he's shooting me and stuff. And at one point, I'm looking up, I see his silhouette in the sun, and I see him put his gun in the holster, and he whips out this machete, and I'm like, "Oh God, not again! Do it again!"
Yeah.
Andy Lincoln.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, Mike pretty much described like half the women in the chat's dream is to be looking up at Andy as he's holding something towards their face.
Well, that, I mean,
what did he say?
Yeah, they probably love that he's dripping sweat.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, dripping sweat. Yeah, what else happened? Well, I mean, look, you guys got to work
You guys froze.
with some of the most famous people, obviously, to the Walking Dead family. They're gods. You know what I mean? So, like, we've heard before, but like working with Andrew Lincoln, he set such a presence on the set itself. Like he just made it what it was. You know what I mean? I mean, you guys have always, you've been in like earshot to like see that happen, to like, I guess, see that like kind of magic happen.
Oh yeah, I mean he would come around and talk to you and stuff too, and I mean he knew everybody's name. So.
Yeah.
That's
You never know he was like during the height of The Walking Dead when it was like the #1 show 3 or 4 years in a row, and where they were filming it. You would never know that he was that
right.
famous. Like on set, he's just another person. You're a person that's kind of hanging out there, and so hey, let's talk in between takes. That's cool.
Yeah.
He's so humble and down to earth.
Yeah, what's cool is like some takes, like when he's got to do like a really intense scene, he'll be off to the side and he'll have the headphones in and he's listening to like really heavy music, and you'll see him himself all hyped up. Then as soon as I yell action, he's like, "Wah!" And you go,
Well, so Greg, you've been knocked out by a wooden object on set, or
Have not been knocked out by a
have you
wooden
been
object, no.
sweat on by Andrew Lincoln? Oh, okay. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. We can
That's
continue the
just normal.
conversation.
That's a normal thing. Yeah, that's an everyday
That's the
thing.
qualification to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It is. That's like how you audition. He comes in. They have a squirt gun full of his sweat, and like, all right, squirt, squirt, squirt. If you react
Right.
like ew, you don't get hired. If you're just like yeah,
It's absorbed through your skin, and then you're just a part of the show.
it is. Yeah.
your audition was a little.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you guys are at a time where you went and physically auditioned, right? I mean, nowadays everything is done, kind of like this.
Yeah, I actually started before the zombie school was a thing. Through the audition, I showed up into an empty two groups of us, and they split us apart. Like my group went first, and they said, "Okay, act like a zombie." So we're all standing around like we started doing it. And then Greg, tweaking everything and make sure we weren't doing like the Frankenstein hands or any dragging the foot. And then he locked us in the wardrobe room and told us like on the count of 3 to while we're in there that the other group that was waiting for their turn, as soon as we busted the door open, we were going to swarm in on that. It was happening. They started freaking out and running as we're all just going after them. And Nicotero loved it.
I mean, yeah, of course. That's real reaction right there.
And that eventually turned into the zombie school. That when I joined in season 3, the zombie school was a thing. So so I was a fan season 1. So never really been a big fan of zombies. Some of my nerd friends that I'm friends with a lot of nerds. They're like, oh, the show's coming out based on the comics, Walking Dead. Never heard of it. And they're like, you'd love this show. So I was like, all right, whatever. So when the first one aired, I watched it, and that was it. I was hooked. Watched the whole first season. Midway through like season 2, I'm like, this is the greatest show ever. They're like, well, technically the zombies are extras, so I can't really get you extras work. And I'm like, all right. So like the next day I got an email from her saying, hey, I got a hold of somebody, expect something from them. And Walking Dead sent me an email, do a video of you being a Walking Dead zombie. So I did that, sent that in, and 10 minutes later they're like, yeah, can you come down tomorrow? I'm like, yes, I can.
That's awesome.
And that's how I got on. But I had to go to school, which is learning what Michael was just saying, that he was showing them what to do. So he was in it before the zombie school. I went through the zombie
so I mean the qualifications. I mean, you got to be able to do like a good, I guess a good gurgle and like a limp, kind of like slump.
That's
a good
all,
slump.
Yeah, that's all added in after. The sound. We don't make the sound. We make the sounds, but
Not
they don't
anymore.
use the
It's
sounds
all
that we
just
make.
kind of rendered now electronically.
They Foleyed all that in.
Really?
But it helps us get into character. So on set,
Right.
we're making the noises.
And it's like the scene where we're all in the prison yard and they're up in the towers kind of shooting and picking us all off. Like they told us not to make any noises, but low gurgle over the whole like field is just, you hear that. And it made it weird because we weren't doing it loud. It was just a quiet little. I mean, it was so creepy. And then to just watch, like after I fell, I was still watching everybody, and they just randomly you'd see somebody so creepy but so cool.
Huh. Yeah, because everybody. Yeah, I mean, everybody's just kind of like doing their own thing. dying as a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was assigned a number, and you hear somebody yell out a number, and you see that person would drop.
Oh, okay.
And it was really
So that's how they did it.
So I was gonna ask that question. That's how you know, as a walker, that your job is to now fall, as if you've been shot. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Somebody off camera going 1. Yeah, somebody off camera going 1, 2, 3, 4. When you hear your number, you just tip your head back. But it depends on where you're being shot from. I always shot in the face. Just tip your head back, fall back.
Yeah.
Towards.
They couldn't deal with all that beauty, Greg.
It was
you
nothing
know?
personal. It was nothing personal.
Must be it. Yeah.
It's like, can I just get one in the back of the head
My
once?
face took
Just
off
one time.
once.
Always in the moneymaker.
Share.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you guys were really in it at like the height. I mean,
Yeah.
like honestly.
Not to bash on like the later seasons, but that really is like where you guys are is like the sweet spot of Walking Dead. Honestly, that's pretty cool.
It was revolutionary.
Yeah, I
Well,
believe
it was revolutionary. It was brand new. It was like it's the first aren't the monsters.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know, it's like Walker. We're
You guys are just doing Walker shit.
survivors. The other humans are the real monsters in this show, and it's like it's so well written that nothing's
Yeah.
ever been out like that before. And popular is because it wasn't like the zombies are there, they're cool, but that guy's alive and he's gonna try to double cross me and kill me or whatever.
Yeah, so let me see.
Well, so
I was
well
just
written.
looking at the chats. Oscar says they still make them. They still have them still do the noises. Pi says that zombies that don't make noise are even freakier. She's like zombies in total silence. That would be freakier. I think it would too.
Yeah, thinking about it.
Yeah, like just
It is creepy being on set when they're saying mime everything because we're just, you know, on the ones where they're using the sound, we're just, just doing whatever noises we make. But on the ones where they're actually recording, trying to record
Right.
some dialogue over it, they say, "All right, zombies, no noise," and we're just like pretending that we're making noises, and it's got to be creepy.
yeah. And I mean that actually puts like I don't know, like in your mindset, you're trying to be something, but you can't be it 100%. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Yeah,
so at that point, you're just pretending like someone's like poking you in the back with something sharp. You're like, ah, ah!
Or you got that scratch on your itch on your back you can't get. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So one of our in the chat zombie school. So
Oh yeah, I mean, okay. So run us down. I guess what would a day be like?
Well, Zombie School, it's only a one-day class, and basically they just bring everybody in, and they got Greg Nicotero and all the other people there. There's probably 3 or 4 people that are there, kind of doing it's not really teaching, but so they just say, okay, you guys be a zombie. You walk around being zombie. Don't do that. Oh, I like what you're doing there, and then they stop, and then it's like, okay, let's try this, and they give us different scenarios after we get used to being in character and how to find our particular zombie character. Now let's try to follow it, so you're like, learn how to move the right way. It's all about learning how to loosen up your body a lot.
A lot of times they'll ask if you can do something like turn your arm, kind of makes it a little quirkier. If you can like make your foot all sideways or backwards or something, and then they'll just kind of enhance that.
Yeah, I mean, do they like ask anybody like, hey, is anybody here like a contortionist? You know what I mean? Like
Double jointed or something.
double jointed. Yeah.
One of the scenes that I did, I was the barbed wire face. And I was the only zombie on set that day. But that afternoon they were doing one where like a wall or of the cave they were in collapsed on people, so they hired a bunch of zombies.
Wow.
And that was strange to watch. I
bet.
didn't know bodies could bend that way and bounce back from it.
So as far as like
There they were.
a specialty, I guess like that would be like a specialty, creature actor, right? It's someone who's a contortionist. Like, does that happen often where they look for like a specific like, hey, we want like this
Oh, yeah.
type of walker, and like, have you guys either not been able to do it or do it? Was it anything like really strange that they were like, hey, I need you to be a balance beam, I don't know, walker. I need you to be an acrobatic walker this week.
I've never really done anything quite like that, but held on a post, so I have to stay on the post all the time. But one thing that they do use a lot is like amputees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we've got amputees, and I remember the scene when Shane and Otis were in the gym and we're trying to eat them, and they go out. There was that one guy, I remember his name was Eric, and he didn't have any legs, and they put some like stringy skin stuff hanging off of his legs, and he would drag himself across the gym floor. It was the creepiest thing I have ever
That
seen.
wasn't like CGI or anything. That was just that was a guy who was an amputee.
Yeah, the amputee. Yeah, I got another buddy named Wallace Krebs. He was born without part of his arm, and they've used him a lot in scenes with getting arms ripped off or
Hey,
shredded
kudos,
arms.
man. That's
and
freaking
stuff.
fantastic.
I mean, that's kind of smart if you think about it.
Of course it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Yeah.
like me sitting here going, thinking it's like computer generated. You know what I mean? Like that's really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good for the people who were playing the part, obviously too. I mean, they get to be in a show, they get to make money, and whatever. But yeah, I always thought that was computer generated, so that's really cool.
That's one of the things I love most about their special effects is they can do practical. They do. They avoid the CGI as much whenever possible. And so that's like that adds a little bit of the realism.
Yeah, it keeps it authentic.
Because you can always tell if you use too much CGI, it just doesn't look
Right. Yeah.
Especially like nowadays where like you see a lot of studios, they're very quick to grab the CGI and do that stuff. So it's very cool to see a show 2022, that's still willing to, if they can do it legitimately,
Right.
they're going to do it legitimately, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
oh,
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry.
There was one walker that I know two people played it in Grass where I think was it Andrew like pulls the mask off and it's all. But I remember when they did that, they had like a dummy that like a mannequin head that they used, but they actually had a guy in it, and they did all the effects on his face, and for when they pulled the mask off, you could see the bloody hanging down. And I know Greg did like he just ran off. I think he's probably going to get his figure for that gas mask.
He's a props guy.
Yep, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. I remember when
I don't know if you can see
Come
it.
in a little
I can't tell
closer.
where my camera is.
There you go. Yes, right there. All right.
Yeah, there.
It's for sale on eBay for
I remember when they were
$19.99. I'm just kidding, Greg. I'm just kidding.
Greg's like, all right,
they're
peace
doing
out.
that is we went to lunch. We went to lunch when that guy was in that makeup, and I remember he was standing there in the food line, and Norman walked up and was just staring at him, and while he had this like drippy show, he was just like watching like Norman gonna do, and he just kind of looked at me. That's fucked up. And
Yes, Andrew Jenkins played that.
Andrew Jenkins.
Amazing.
Good guy, yeah.
Can you scroll up? Because I had a question from Linda. I saw a question from Linda. Linda, obviously, I told you is.
Oh, she was asking about the
okay.
variant zombies. She went.
Up a little bit more.
She goes, have they heard about this new variant of zombies, faster zombie created by the French
Right there.
people? And Linda's friend, she's from France, so that's why she's asking, I'm sure.
Ah, bonjour! Is that her?
Yes,
That's
that's
Taiwan.
yes, that's Linda from France.
Okay.
Yes. Linda's very happy to have someone whose last name is French on the show.
Right.
She's always alone.
Like yes, and the dressing
So yeah, I mean,
or
have you
undressing.
guys
all right?
been able to keep up with the shows and in the direction they're going in? Have you guys heard or seen anything about these new variant zombies that they're going to introduce? I guess somewhere. They're faster and apparently.
Yeah, I haven't been on since season 9. So anything that happened after season 9, I have to watch it with everybody else.
Well, this was actually on the spin-off series,
Yeah.
World Beyond. They
I haven't started
showed,
No.
that one yet.
all right. So then they introduced this pretty quick zombie compared to what we've
Yeah,
seen.
aggressive.
It's a lot more stronger because
Yeah.
you actually see it punch the door, and it makes a little tiny
Well,
indent.
actually,
It's like a, wasn't it?
Well, there was, but Scott Gimple said that they're not stronger. He said it was just kind of a thin door. So he said not to. He said that.
See, more you know.
Hmm.
And you got the ones from season 1 that
Well,
they're picking up
yeah,
rocks and trying to
yeah.
break the glass
Yeah.
door.
We've
too,
talked
so-
about this.
Yeah, Morgan's wife was at the door
Yeah.
turning
The
the knob
walkers
and
have
stuff.
Yeah,
devolved.
that too.
Yeah, they
Not
definitely
evolved, devolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what you would imagine they would over time.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Like deterioration of tissue and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
because yeah, there's definitely screenshots. I know that there's one screenshot. I have to find it, but it's with Andrew Lincoln and the horse with the mob coming towards him. There's literally one of the walkers has like a cup of coffee, he's like drinking it in the middle of the mob.
Yeah. I what they need to do is just go back and find all the footage that was happening between shots of the walkers just being
Right.
regular people in makeup.
I think
I love seeing those. I've seen one with a gal, like what she's got like a pink umbrella. There's a guy zombie. Hilarious.
I've got a
One of the
picture.
things is like, anytime we have the dental implants in, so like the whole time that's in there, you just like the spit is just building up, and thing
Yep.
they put in your mouth, they don't have the sucky thing, so it's building up. Plus, before every take, they squirt this black liquid in your mouth, so it's like black saliva. We're walking around doing our thing. There's been times where I've had like this big spit line just kind of drooling out, but as soon as they say cut, everybody leans forward and just lets their mouth drain out. And I think that would be hilarious. Like all these walkers just going,
yeah.
because you can't swallow it, you can't spit it. It just has to drool out, and and then it gets all in your makeup.
Yeah,
and
not to
stuff. It's
mention
great.
some of the days it's like 90 or 100 degrees. You know.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Most days.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
here's
how
an
we talk.
idea. Let's do
On the sign.
like a zombie or a walker show where it's all filmed from all the walkers' point of view. Where they're like, they wake up in the morning, they're like, morning, Frank. Like, morning, Dave. Did
What-
you have your coffee yet?
What,
Kind
what,
of
what do
thing.
we do? Put GoPros on them?
Yeah. And they just walk around, and it's like filming a day in the life of a walker. They're just trying to be normal. They're just trying to be normal zombies trying to eat.
You ever watch was it iZombie?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I love.
Yeah.
iZombie. That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
And Warm Bodies is like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's Warm
Yeah,
Bodies is
see?
yeah.
Just kind of.
Well, on the funny parts, like for those of us that are there that used to be there all the time, we'd show up to work at like 4 or 5, whatever time our call time was in the morning, just completely, exhausted, happy to be there, but whatever. You're in the little waiting room there, and you see these people, and you're like, hey, how's it going? Whatever. You go to the makeup trailer, you get all your makeup in, get your makeup on, then come back, and that same person that you didn't know before, you recognize them now that they have their makeup on, because that's how you know them. You're with them 16 hours on, so you don't know what they look like in real life, and it's every time we go there, it's funny. Oh, I remember you worked with you like 2 days ago on the thing. Yeah, that was. Yeah. So it's kind of a weird perspective.
More so, yeah, warm bodies. Yeah, people are talking about warm bodies too. I do have a question here.
Is this the one?
This is the one. I'm so gonna I'm so gonna butcher this too. This question is from Lucy and it's from Michael. The question is, hold on. Oi, you fuck! I don't know. I have to get honus the potty mouth Lucy. You know what I mean? Be like, she's Michael. Given the choice between TV or movies, can you tell me what you want, what you really, really want to do more of?
Tell me. I don't know. I mean, I love TV stuff, but I think I have a lot more fun with movie stuff because I tend to be there longer and hang out longer. Like the movie that I'm working on now, I'm fixing to do like 3 weeks straight. It's a little more fun. And it doesn't go by.
Yeah. So
And plus, there's something cool about like when you go to see it at the theater, high.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the big screen.
Yeah. So let's cross over because you guys definitely have some time in on the movie side. Mike, I know you've been in a few things. But if we were to stick to like comic book world, you were in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Civil War.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then Greg, you were on Spider-Man Homecoming, Iron Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Am I is there anything else in there?
I don't remember. Yep, probably.
It was, I mean, as far well, I know there's more in there, but I mean, as far as Marvel goes.
Those are the big Marvel ones. Yeah, those are the marvelous ones that I've done.
Yeah, it's funny because in Civil War they actually used in Homecoming, or was it Homecoming or Far From Home? Yeah, Far From Home. They used it in Far From Home. Yeah, so technically I'm inspired from Civil War in that. When Tony Stark was talking about his glasses, and then when what's his face, Mysterio was complaining that, and he was talking about how Tony Stark changed his glasses to the name Barf. I'm actually in that scene when they cut to the audience.
That's really cool.
So technically,
I'll go check that out. I watch every weekend. I catch myself going back and rewatching Marvel movies. So I'm like in my kitchen cooking, and I got Marvel playing in the background. It's just what I do.
We have Disney Plus.
Absolutely. I just roll with it.
All right there.
So, with Marvel, can you explain to everybody like the size of the? Obviously, we know there's a ton of CGI that's used in those movies, but as far as like explain the difference between a set like being on The Walking Dead and then being on a Marvel production.
Marvel is just like insanely over the top. I was a Ravager in Volume 2, so I mean I'm in the scenes like in the forest or on our spaceship or on that planet Contraxia with all like the sex robots, and it's just like an entire formed into this stuff, and just to walk in and see the detail of everything and how large it is, even with like Contraxia. I mean, a lot of it was blue screen, but it was still just insane, just everything nice. And
so really cool. The scene you said in the woods, is that where Rocket's bouncing through the trees, taking out everybody?
Yeah, I was one of those that got shocked, and then I'm in the area where we're all like kind of one of our Ravagers on the ground, and then we're all surrounding him. Then we kind of turn on each other, and I mean that scene as well. And all this, basically anywhere you see Ravagers,
all right. He was killed by a CGI raccoon. No, wait, for Rocket, is he all CGI, or is it like how they have? Well, because I saw them when the way they film like Groot and Thanos, it's just like a guy, but he's got like this extension off the back of his body.
Oh, and it's got like the little dots and everything.
And it's got like his head, like Thanos' head is like way up here, like 8 feet above his head. So I mean, is that like with Rocket? What'd they do with him?
They did a bunch of stuff. A lot of it was either Sean Gunn was like squatted down, like sitting in the chair doing the voice for Rocket, like on set, and then or they actually had like a Rocket, like let's say statue or figure that they would put in its place, and sometimes we'd just kind of like pretend it was there, and then they would have like a raccoon like pelt that they would use, and just so the camera could kind of see what the fur would really look like, so they would kind of move that around to kind of get the effect and stuff. So. And then with Baby Groot, they had like a little statue that they had on set that they would, you put in the bird cage or put on the ground. And one of the worst scenes of that is the scene where we're all surrounding Baby Groot and we're taunting him and pouring drinks on him and stomping on him and stuff. We can't stomp on him. It's Baby Groot. And so as we did the scene, we all kind of like skulked away and like nobody talked to this.
Nobody ever talks about the day we did this to Baby Groot. Nobody puts Baby Groot in a corner.
Nice.
Oh no.
Not only did I get electrocuted by Rocket, I got and then And Yandu killed me with his arrow in the movie for taunting.
Greg, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yes.
What?
Mhm.
So I mean, so let me ask you guys a question about this in general. Like, do you guys get to? Have you had the opportunity to meet like a lot of the major actors that are in the movies when you're there? Like, is it like where you guys are actually like,
Oh yeah.
near Tom Holland or like, stuff like that? I mean, how is it? I guess, are they just like everybody else kind of thing? Like,
On set, they totally are. Most of any of them, the big names that I'm super glad that they are exactly who I
right.
think they would be. From Robert Downey Jr. to Pratt to Tom Holland, all just like so down to earth. There's one I was walking, me and one of the wherever we were going to get a snack, whatever, and and he was like, "Hold on a second, I gotta go tell this guy something." So I walk with him, and so these two people are having, my buddy and this guy that I've never seen before. We're having this conversation, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm Greg, whatever," and they got done, and you know how it is being the third person in a conversation. You're like, "Okay," I'm like, as we started walking over to where the food was, he's like, "That was Spider-Man," I'm like, "That little guy? I had no idea." So they're having this whole conversation. He introduced himself to me. This is before I knew this was on Homecoming. I didn't know what Tom Holland looked like. And anytime I'd worked with him, he'd been in the
Okay.
full suit. So I'd never seen the guy's face. And he wasn't working that day. So it was just like some guy in, jeans, a t-shirt, and a baseball hat. And I had no idea it was him. Most of them are.
Wow. It's good to
It's
hear,
like-
though.
Yeah.
Just people. They're
Yeah.
people.
No, but yeah. But you know what? I think, well, number one, like any kind of like Hollywood news or anything like that, they always paint, some of them get painted in a really different picture. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's always nice to actually have like
Well, it's-
real people on to talk about it and hear like the good things.
I think it's different when we're on set because we're all there at work. It's like, talking to your people at work, they're different when they're at home. Because like on set, they can be themselves because they're not being judged by the media
Mhm.
or by the general public. We're all there to make a movie together. So that may have something to do with it because anytime that I've encountered them, it's been on set. We don't really hang out like out in public. So I don't know how they are in public, but they're just people. They're coworkers.
I think that one of the cool things about about celebrities being being people, and Michael, maybe you can attest to this because I imagine you obviously worked with him, Michael Rooker, and when I met him the first time, I actually met him because Chris and I were online at a convention to meet Scott Wilson, who obviously plays Herschel, played Herschel, rest in peace. And him and Michael Rooker were like best friends, and so their booths were right next to each other.
Yep.
And Michael kept taking like empty water bottles and throwing them at Scott as Scott's trying to do autographs and everything, and he was just being a clown. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, Scott just goes, "Michael, would you stop it? I'm trying to do autographs." And he's like, "You can't make me." And he ran away. And I'm just like,
The bad thing is when Greg, I would be Michael and he would be Scott. I'm just as bad. But yeah, no, Michael Rooker is a character. What you see is Michael Rooker. I mean, he's no different. He's definitely a handful. I remember we were doing the scene where Taserface was had him and they were getting ready to torture Yandu, and he did this like whole dramatic scene and after they yelled cut, he's like, "So how was that?" You can hear over the microphones. You can hear James Gunn go, it'd be better if Gary Busey did it. But I mean, he's a character. Everybody picks on him. He picks on everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Michael,
a ton of
we've
fun.
like Ryan said, we've been to cons, and didn't he threw someone's chair?
oh yeah, he took a chair and he just threw it.
He took and like I forget who it was. It was whoever was next to him. Was it Atlanta
I want to say it was Atlanta
or Chicago? One of the
Oh,
two.
maybe it was Chicago because it was
FanFest?
It was two conventions
Yeah.
combined.
but I forget who was next to me. Literally, the guy was getting ready. He was like setting up to do all his people's autographs and everything. And Rooker was done, so he just grabbed the dude's stool and just threw it. It was like, get to work.
I was at a show with him in Madison, Wisconsin, and I don't remember who it was he was trying to scare, but there was this really big trash can by his table that had the lid on it. He actually took the bag out of the trash can, and tried to put the lid on top, and waited the Ian Somerhalder and came by, and also he just like burst out of that trash can and scared the
he's
crap out of him.
He's been he's walked the conventions before, and he goes around with his own camera.
And what kills me is this guy, like, he always walks around with the hat and the sunglasses on.
Yep.
No matter what he's doing, he's wearing the hat and the sunglasses. And I'll never forget the convention. They always told their volunteers and their employees that they have the shirt that's specific to that event. You know, like they get like a commemorative T-shirt, and they're always told, like, you don't ask the talent to sign your shirt until the last day of the event. And after the event's over, then they would go around and sign the shirts or whatever if the talent wanted to do that. And so Michael was running around with a Sharpie, and he's supposed to be signing autographs at this point, but he's not. He's running around signing people's T-shirts, and he was like, "You can't tell me to stop," and he just keeps running.
He's a man on a mission, man.
You know,
he just does whatever he wants.
And it's funny. It was funny watching there was like cops there working security for the event. There was, you know, obviously like the handler, you know, that was following him, and he's running. I mean, full on sprinting down the convention hall, and they're trying to keep up with him. Like, Michael, come back here! No.
I remember one time he actually left and he came back with a handful of pizzas, and he was walking the line. The pizza.
Thank you, famous person, for pizza.
I have to say, he has been one of my favorite interactions with a celebrity to date. I just, again, because you could tell that he is who he is, and he doesn't care. You know what I mean? Yep. And he's just a genuinely good guy who likes to have a good time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's neat is going back up. Like, my daughter had never seen what's the Tom Cruise one?
Oh, yeah.
Never seen that before. My wife was actually in that one.
He was in that.
And so we're watching that, and all of a sudden, like, holy, that's Rooker. Yeah, so it's like watching him do that. He was the other driver.
Yeah, that's the way it was. I watched Jumper. Jumper is one of my favorite movies, and he's like the asshole dad in Jumper. And I was like, oh shit, Rooker.
I lost track because we got sidetracked like usual.
Take away what's been your favorite role outside of those ones that, you know, like Marvel or Walking Dead or something.
This is gonna sound so weird, but one of my favorites to be in, because I was a fan of the previous two movies, especially number 2, was Pitch Perfect 3. I was in that, and I had an absolute blast. And I loved it, because my kids think it's funny, but I know Pitch Perfect 2 every word by heart. And I watch it a lot. Like, if I'm driving somewhere, I'll have it playing on my phone, and I'll just kind of sing along to stay awake while I'm driving. But finally, being a long time, because I ended up being like a USO cast member, so like a crew member, so I'm there all the time. And I'm talking to all the girls, meeting everybody, and I'm like, I don't normally fan out, but I was like fanboying like crazy. And, I mean, it was so much fun being on that one.
That's awesome. What about you, Greg?
I have no answer.
Okay.
I don't know. Non-comic book ones. I think one of my favorites was a show called Under the Dome. Remember that one? That was like one of my first like major FaceTime kind of things. I got to like be on with, and I was a big fan of Breaking Bad. So when what's his name, Hank from Breaking Bad? I don't remember what his name was in Under the Dome, but I got to work with him. But then like he and I had a shotgun at him, and it was kind of cool. And they ended up killing me, and I fell off a balcony into a airbag. So that was a neat thing. But that was a lot of fun. I got to ride in the back of a pickup truck, like it was skidding through the dirt, and then pop up my shotgun. But I like the action ones.
Yeah.
I was so jealous of that show.
That was a good show.
And I read a statistic that you are one of, I believe it was 15 Walking Dead actors to be on that show or be on that.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yes. And I don't have the list of them. I just read that statistic and thought that was very interesting. So I will be looking into that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Madison. Was it Madison? Liz?
No,
Oh, okay.
her sister was in it, Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. That's right. Yeah. Sophia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And her sister was the girl in Under the Dome.
So I have to ask this because these are two of my favorite shows. But Greg, you were on Vampire Diaries, and Michael, you were on the originals, right?
Mhm.
So I have to ask, take turns, you know. But tell me what you like. What was your favorite memory from those sets? Because I feel like those were probably like really cool sets.
I don't know. You can go ahead. You're on the first show.
Yeah, I don't want to. I've never watched Vampire Diaries. I played like one of I don't know the character's name, but he was a college professor, and I was one of his college professor people. So that was the only role I ever had on that. I watched my scenes, and that was all. I mean, it was fun. It was like any other job. But you know, that's not my genre. I guess not my favorite. But people love it.
I love that
People
show.
love it.
I've watched it probably 4 or 5 times.
Renee told us about the spinoff in the pre-show.
Oh, the Vampire Diapers.
Vampire Diapers. They're all retired. And,
In a nursing home.
I don't know. Just kind of gumming the people instead of biting them.
yeah.
Blah! They can't bite them.
I forgot my teeth.
They gum them like.
Okay, I gotta write this down. I'm gonna make that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The golden years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike. You're up.
Oh no, I was one of the day walkers on the originals. So I get what I liked about that is I didn't have to put on any makeup. I didn't have to wear bloody clothes. They put me in lots of cool like leather jackets and stuff. And the fun thing about that, not only was I a day walker, but I was one of the stand-ins on that show as well. So I would have seen, and they'd do all the lighting on me, and then before we shot, I had to like run over to my spot, and then I would do the scene, and then I'd have to start. So that was cool because I liked like being able to do all the effects. Like when we'd all go rushing in, they had a special camera that would make it look like we were like zipping in and stuff like that. So we had all kinds of really really cool
So
stuff.
like
to do.
what really got you guys, I guess, into this? What was like your major, I guess, the major breakthrough you had where like you figured out like this is what you wanted to do?
So in school, like ever since elementary school, I was always acting, being in the plays and the musicals and stuff. I was one of the leads in our high school's musical when I was in 5th grade because they needed a little kid that could sing and act and stuff. So my mom told me to audition for that, and I got that, and I've been in ever since. I was the master of ceremonies at the Dixie Stampede. It's this dinner show. They have one in Branson, Missouri, and Myrtle Beach, where I live, and I think there's Gatlinburg, and they're all over the place. I was the guy. If you ever seen the show, I was the guy out there in the sparkly red jacket going, Stampede.
I love when he does.
And then I got into like that transition into film. I thought you had to be in Hollywood to be in movies, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool, but I don't want to live in LA or any of that. And I was in a band, and the guitar player in my band had a local business here where he'd make like he did commercials, and so every once in a while he'd have me on for a radio. Hey, you interested in being on camera? Because I got a thing coming up. I need somebody. You'd be perfect for it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And that turned into a commercial, and then he used me for another commercial. Then all the resorts here in town were like, hey, he was doing their commercials, so I was in these really big commercial shoots for like the hotels and stuff. I was on, and he got actors from all over the place to come to this, like from Atlanta and LA and Pennsylvania, and like I remember they're from all over the place, and he kept using me and kept using me and kept using me, and all these other like real actors are like, well, so who's your agent? And where did you get your training? I'm like, I'm just in the dude's band. Do this. So they gave me some websites and some names, and I looked into it, and then made a few phone calls and got on a couple of movie sets. I'm like, this is something I'd kind of like to do, and it just kind of I Forrest Gump my way into it. Really, I just kind of fell into place.
It's the same with me. The first movie that I was ever in was The Crazies, and I just kind of fell into that because I was hanging out. One of my buddies was a manager at a GameStop, and a props guy came in for The Crazies, and he was looking for some Game Boys for one of the scenes. And we all started talking to him, and it's like we talked for like an hour, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to come down and be in the movie?" And we're like, "Okay." And then we showed up, and we thought we were just going to be extras in the back, but me and like 3 of my friends ended up becoming like the soldiers in the movie. So in the movie, it looks like there's like dozens and dozens of soldiers, but there's like 8 of us. So I'm like literally all over the movie. And then with The Walking Dead, I fell into it because a friend of mine, Jane Rogers, she did like the running of the clothes and stuff like that for the first season because she runs Netherworld, the haunted house in Atlanta. So she worked on the wardrobe and stuff, and she kind of messaged me. So she's like, "Hey, this show, The Walking Dead, they're looking for walkers, so they need emaciated-looking people. It's you." And I was like,
"Thanks."
Thanks. Another friend of mine, Robin, she's a photographer. So I asked her to take some photos. So we did ones like really creepy lighting, and I had like skinny jeans on and stuff. And I sent the photos in, and I literally like emailed the photos. Then I started talking to my buddy of mine, and my phone rang like right away, and it was casting with The Walking Dead. They're like, "Hey, we love your photos. Can you be here tomorrow?" I showed up the next day, and that was what became Zombie School.
Yeah, I mean, the Georgia film industry really has like rejuvenated the whole filming industry. Like Greg was saying earlier, you always thought you had to go to Hollywood, and little did we, ended up happening is that, we had a part of Hollywood kind of develop right on the East Coast, in a really convenient location for a lot of people.
Today, like I said, I'm already booked on that certain project, but today I've gotten 3 other emails from like casting agents and want me to do auditions and stuff. And I'm like, "Sorry, I can't do it." But it's like it's just crazy how much is coming in right now.
Like for this one that he was just talking about, I didn't even apply for it. They contacted me out of the blue and said, "Hey, are you interested in this?" And a lot of it is they need, I don't want to give too much away, but they form in the makeup, these creature specific, if you need like some kind of non-human kind of thing, they already have a database that they can choose from. So they'll contact us out of the blue saying, "Hey, you're on Walking Dead. We know you can do this. Are you interested in this?"
Yeah.
Like, yes, I am.
Absolutely.
Like I know there's at least a movie.
That's awesome.
It's actually really cool, not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, and I mean, obviously they're all people that you guys are used to working with too, so it makes obviously being on set a lot easier, I'm sure, since everybody knows, kind of like what's going on, what's about to happen, what to do. So it makes your guys' life a lot easier.
Absolutely. Yeah. I was excited today when he told me he got called for the same days that I did. I was like, yes.
Yeah. Since November, and then my character got killed, but I guess I got resurrected because we're gonna be working together. But the whole acting and makeup thing, it's not for everybody. Like there's been so many times I've been on set of Walking Dead, and people are like, "Oh, it's my first day on set. This is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited." Sun comes up and it's like 90 degrees. For some reason, we're all wearing long pants and long sleeve shirts and like flannels and sweatshirts and stuff. And the makeup adds another like 20 degrees to your body, and you just sweat and you can't see with the contact lenses in. And it's just painful. You got to fall over and over and over and still deliver the same performance each time. And a lot of people are like, after 4 or 5 hours in the makeup, they're like, "Okay, I can't do this. This isn't for me." So those of us that we can handle 16 hours in full makeup without even realizing we have it on us. I think it's a valuable skill.
To start pulling makeup off their face, like I can't do this. They're freaking out. Makeup department's like, no, don't do that.
I guess you could get like kind of.
It gets itchy. It's claustrophobic. It's wet and sweaty, and it's just
Yeah,
it's
I
not
guess you
pleasant
get
at
kind of
all.
claustrophobic and all that with the heat too, especially you're sweating,
You do.
you have all that saliva building up. Maybe some people don't think they can even breathe or swallow, so it's like everyone's panicking with all that shit going on. That sounds actually really scary. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I know for one, me personally, not the
can't-
body type for a walker unless they were gonna do like a boss beast mode kind of like walker.
Like State of Decay, like Juggernauts.
Like, oh look, it's the boss guy, because I haven't been able to like lose any weight because I like cheeseburgers. It's just not gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I did find out that if I do want to lose some weight, I just have to go down to Georgia during the summer,
Just wear heavy clothing,
them
don't sweat it off.
have them stuff me full of latex, and I'll just sweat it out.
Like a sauna,
Yeah,
but free.
like a sauna. Yeah, I might have to do that.
Yeah.
I'll just wave. Hi guys,
It's like a sauna. You get,
how's work? I'm just doing this because I'm fat. You know what I mean?
Because I want to.
Yeah.
there's been some if you're a walker that just got bit larger,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be like
Yeah.
emaciated.
I'd be like the well
help.
walker from
Hey.
Oh,
season 2 or season 3 was it?
Yeah.
that poor guy.
Was that 3 or
I'm
4?
gonna. Wait. What did I say? I said sauna. I said sauna. It's like a sauna in here. Being made fun of in the chat. The clothes and makeup in Zombie Drool is a very moist situation. We usually
It's
wait for that
moist.
word to make an appearance. We have
People love the word
we have moist a lot usually in the chat. There's a lot of moistness that happens. Let me see.
But Lucy's not able to
know.
comment.
She's messaging me.
Is she?
Somebody
Yeah.
else.
Did she? She's probably mad at me. She's probably mad at me because I didn't do it in a British accent.
No, she loved it.
Oh, she did.
I sent her a video. I recorded you from the side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she loved it.
Yeah.
I was hoping she's-
I'm just, I just feel I'm afraid I'm gonna botch it terribly.
I think I do great.
Like I really like once you can sit there and say like words like like spotty, shit like that, like
What movie?
tea and crumpet,
Teeth and crumpets.
teas and crumpets. Like I mean.
Oh, that's from the interview on Jimmy Kimmel with Flula Borg.
Yeah. See,
You know what Flula Borg is?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, they're talking about why
I
are
love-
German people in like World War II films, like why are they portrayed as having British accents? And he was talking about like Tom Cruise and Valkyrie and everything. And he goes, yeah, there's something weird about a German guy going, teas and crumpets, teas and crumpets.
My favorite is Sean Connery playing a Russian
Oh,
in Hunt for Red
yeah.
October with
Yeah.
a British accent.
Scottish guy trying to pull that one off, huh? That
Yeah.
didn't work out well. Not at all. We got some new people that's popped in the chat. We have Steph popped in. What's up,
Hey, you
Steph?
people. How's it going, Steph?
Hey, Steph.
And Linda, where the hell have you been? I feel like she's just been kind of like lingering in the background. We got Zay. What up,
Classic
Zay?
Linda.
I don't want to mess up your whole name, girlfriend. But she says hi, guys.
Hey, Zay.
And then did we have anyone else new in there?
Lucy said it's tally ho,
Tally ho.
and you're a twat.
Oh, and I'm a twat. Right.
Yeah, it says it right there.
Tally ho, and I'm a
And
twat.
he's a twat.
Okay. Well,
I get div a
Div?
lot. She calls me a div all the time.
div.
Yeah, I guess it's another slang for idiot.
I always make fun of Lucy because she has a very deep voice.
Linda's been here the whole time.
Oh, well, I haven't seen her in a chat. I just seen Pi
She asked a question before.
Yeah, she
earlier,
asked a
like
question
a
a little
long
bit
time
ago.
ago.
Yeah, she's been here the whole time.
I know, but I haven't seen her chiming in. See, like Pi keeps it real. She's always there. Pi's been
I've
Pi
been
keeps
keeping
it busy.
Mm-hmm. Always does.
Yeah,
Lucy said, Michael, you're a div.
you're a div.
Actually,
Yeah, I just
Instead of blowing up the chat, she's blowing up my phone.
Yeah. she's someone who's been kicked off of Facebook.
She's
so,
because she's in jail, so she can't do this. So I have to translate.
yeah. Pi wants to know if you guys can do British accents.
oh
All
my
right.
Yes.
goodness. I had to do one. I was in a show called Archangel. I played a played a character Iron Rail Jack, and they wanted me to do an accent, so I kind of did like almost like a Cockney accent, and I felt so silly doing it, but they're like, oh yeah, do that. I mean, it's funny because sometimes I'll just like pop into it, like I'm just like talking with my friends, and I'll just pop into like a horrible British accent. But it tends to be like anytime someone pops into my way, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And,
He and I are always going back and forth at conventions like that. We'll just throw into whatever accent we happen to be talking in at the time. And
I'll be doing the British, and I'll just like throw in German, and people are like, wait, what? Like, no.
That's kind of like what just happens in general, though. I think like you try to like if I try to stay focused in like one accent, it doesn't happen. Like the next thing you know, I'm talking like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I mean? It's
Are you Austrian now?
Actually, technically, yeah, I am.
Oh,
I
so,
am,
okay,
yeah.
there we
I am
go.
Austrian. Yes.
Maybe he's like your distant cousin or something.
Maybe.
You know.
Maybe. Greg, can we hear your British?
I had one role where I was Irish in one, so I had to like speak the whole thing. Well, first I had to speak fluent Gaelic, so I had to learn all my lines in Gaelic, which I didn't even know was a thing. And then I had to like learn the Irish version of it also, and that it's like a little book in Irish. So weird.
Yeah, I definitely like the Irish one. To me, I love listening Scottish and Irish. I can listen to Scottish and Irish people talk all day long. All day.
Listen to them all day. Yes.
I accent because I love the Irish accent, and I want to kind of mimic it. Just like, hey, say this, and then I'll start practicing it. So.
Let me see.
Really goofy.
Linda said, "Oh, Linda, we love your accent." Linda says she tries to hide it, but like you can't hide that. You're from France. No.
Don't hide it. No. Definitely
Pi says her French
love it.
accent turns into Swedish after a couple sentences. I mean,
I will say though,
Oh, nice.
from an American standpoint, I've heard people that I know with French accents and Swedish accents, and they're very similar.
really,
Very similar.
really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Never would have guessed it. I don't do
Yeah.
Swedish.
And I lived in Spain for 3 years, and we went to France a lot. And I mean, French is cool. In fact, I watched just yesterday. I watched Clue when I was heading up to the studio to do my COVID test. And Babette, the maid, yeah, Yvette, the maid with her French accent. I was mimicking it as I was
Anytime
driving.
I think of like someone doing like a Swedish accent, I always think of trading places.
Inga from Sweden. Why are you wearing lederhosen? I'm from Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I can ever get is like the yeah. I'm from Sweden.
I'll always do that, and then somehow it switches into the Swedish.
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
I was gonna say, I always think of Swedish.
And then what else? You got
All I can ever think about with Swedish accents is when you ever watch Futurama.
yeah.
When they go to Oktoberfest and and like Fry keeps switching between like a German and a Swedish accent, it's hysterical.
We got, and then what's the other one? Oh my god. Oh, it was just in my head and I lost it, man. I hate when that happens.
Pi said, say purple burglar alarm with a Scottish accent.
No, I will not.
Is it? What is it? Does it sound bad?
You know, Germans can't say squirrel though.
I don't know. Purple would be kind of like purple.
Purple. I
Like
can't even do it.
Scottish?
Purple.
Or I,
That was terrible. Don't
Purple.
do that again, please.
I don't know. I don't know how to do.
Burglar.
It would take some work,
how would you do? That would like break my mind.
right? Throat.
Yeah, I could do it maybe with Gold Member. You know what I mean?
Lucy agrees that accents are not your strong point.
Yeah, accents are not my strong.
Can we
point.
leave the voice altering to the actors, please?
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right.
Yeah, I'm.
What's funny is
I don't know.
Lucy called me.
I'm over here trying to do my myself. I gotta hear.
Greg, I couldn't tell
That's
if you were
definitely
trying to
not
say
right.
it or if you were trying to act like a walker.
Yeah. You're really trying to get the movement going.
Yeah.
I was talking to Lucy one day, and she said that her son wanted to hear my accent. I'm like, I don't
Right.
have an accent. So.
We all sound weird to them, isn't that strange?
I was meeting some relatives up in Green Bay, And I remember we stopped by Aunt's work, and I was there telling her, I don't have a Southern accent.
I think you got Fargo.
Yeah.
Fargo.
Oh yeah.
That's North Dakota, buddy.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, that's that. Or then you got Minnesota.
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 Eh?
Fargo. Oh God, it's terrible. I can't do that kind of stuff. Yeah, I have to like really hear it for a while, like so that it's like embedded into my brain.
That Canadian accent. Just watch a whole bunch of Letterkenny, and
Or you just walk around going,
Canadian
"Hey, hey."
Yeah.
You don't say, "Hey."
What are you talking about?
All I can ever think with Canadian
That's
accents
not what it's
is
about.
that 70s show.
Yeah.
You ever see the episode where they get caught in the
Yeah.
border sneaking the beer, and it's Chong, and he, what are you doing in Canada? Eh? What are you doing in Canada?
Chris went Finnish there for a minute. Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe I did. Not really sure.
I would know.
Yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing, honestly, when it comes to accents.
To hear Finnish before I
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
start finish.
Boom, boom.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the show.
Speaking of Finnish,
for
we're
me.
done. Yikes.
This went off the rails quick.
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
It does.
I told you.
Yeah, that's what they're here for.
Yeah, but it's very interesting.
Yeah,
most of
that's
it.
what they're here for.
Right.
Guys, what I do want to do also, while everybody's still here paying attention and watching, Michael, you're actually your announcement for the camp is actually right now on this show. So anyone who's going to be attending the camp, those of you watching, and then obviously from the camp page itself, you're going to be attending this coming May. So anybody who wants to meet you, hang out with you, see you, talk to you, all that stuff, they'll have their chance live in person coming up this May.
And we'll be there.
And we'll be there. Yeah.
I was there last year and I loved it. In fact, I don't know if anybody's still listening, hint, but Greg needs to come to the camp too.
Well, I was going to say Michael, he loves hot dogs with peanut butter, so bring him one of those.
Wait a minute.
What?
That's his thing. He doesn't
Oh,
like the.
you know what? Actually, I can't remember the name of it, but this place like had these weird exotic hot dogs, and they had like an Elvis hot dog that had
Banana.
like peanut butter and bananas, and it had like nuts on it, and it sounded disgusting, but me and my buddy Hal tried it, and holy crap, it was good.
See, I was making it up so people would just randomly bring him peanut butter and hot dogs. That failed.
Very-
What I've done is like an interview that I'm not there, so I have no clue, and all of a sudden people are bringing me these peanut butter hot dogs. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
Can we redo this?
We'll edit it out and start
Give him
over.
a minute so he can't hear me.
I heard this
Wait,
is
that's
your
not how he
favorite.
works.
Like, what?
Well, that's like when I was in Atlanta back. So right before COVID. So it was December. No, it was October, December, somewhere
Yeah.
around there of 2018. And so my buddy Justin and I were there, and he's like, "Oh, I'm really hungry, whatever, blah blah blah." I'm like, he's like, "Want to go see if we can find some food?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not, whatever." And so obviously I'm from New York, he's from Indiana, right? And so we find this hot dog stand, and it's like Sabret's or Nathan's, one of the big brands. We're like, whatever, it's a hot dog. How weird could it get?
Dirty water dog.
Yes. And so the woman's, deep Southern accent, and she says to me,
"Hi, y'all."
she goes, I'm not gonna even try an accent, but she was like, "Can I interest you guys in some coleslaw on your hot dogs?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "What the fuck? No."
Wait, coleslaw.
Coleslaw. Never. I'm like, no. I'm like a regular. Even Justin was like, no, like regular hot dog, we're good. And like nothing on it. We'll put mustard on it. We're good. And so that was the Friday, and so the Saturday, he and I were in the same Airbnb, and so I was actually like, we should try that tomorrow.
I knew it.
And he was like, all right, yeah, whatever. And so she was there, and she saw us coming up, and she goes, "Let me guess, you want to try the coleslaw?" And I was like, "You're not gonna say it like that, but yes, I do." And we tried it, and I'm like, "How did you guys ever think of this?" She said it's a thing in the South. And I'm like, I've never heard of that, but then again, I didn't have much experience being in the South except for like North Carolina, but like
it's like better tasting cold sauerkraut.
It's kind of. I mean,
that's
it's
how
cabbage,
I imagine it. Yeah, that's how I imagine
but
it.
there's a lot of vinegar and shit.
Yeah.
I will say now you guys up in New York like have some weird stuff too, because Greg and I did a
Okay.
show in Rochester, and what was it like the
Oh yeah,
What was
garbage
it called?
plate.
The garbage.
Garbage?
garbage plate.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
it depends
weird.
on where you're
That
going
was-
and getting the garbage
I don't know
plate,
what
but
that
yeah,
Because
they,
there's so many different things that can be
Oh.
taken, could be added to it or taken away from it.
Yeah.
It varies by like
They
region.
said
in
it
New
was
York.
the original garbage place that we went
was it
to.
like fries, and then on top of the fries was just like everything?
It was like a meat sauce sort of thing. And
It was like this plate with this stuff.
and-
That's all I got.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was a mess.
We ate it because
the
that's what we
best,
do.
like
Yeah.
real quick, like the best hot dog I've ever had in my life is a Chicago style dog.
Mm.
If anybody ever gets a chance to go to Chicago, or if you ever had a Chicago style hot dog, hands down, best hot dog I've ever had in my life.
Was that when we were there with Casey and Oscar?
Could have been.
And we went to that one place, that one famous place.
Oh
out in
no,
Chicago?
yeah, no, that was a different place that does the
the chocolate
like-
chocolate cake shakes.
yeah, the chocolate cake shakes. Holy shit, I thought I was gonna die.
I'll say when I was in Chicago, I had
Yes,
Lou
got
Malnati's
it.
pizza, which was amazing. But I was there for Walker Stop where I did that. But this last time I went to not this time, but I went to we were touring kind of downtown. Me and another guy that was a Walker, and I saw a hot dog cart like right there by the Empire State Building, and I was like, hey, let's get a hot dog. And
Yeah.
I've never had one like right out of the hot dog cart. Like in New York, like a New York, and man,
There's
The
something
dirty water dog,
yeah,
man, I tell you.
there's something about a New York City dirty water dog.
Yep.
Because like we call them dirty water dogs because
Yep.
you damn well know that fucking water's dirty.
Yeah. They fishing out the Hudson that morning, you know.
They got, there's nothing good about the water those hot dogs are in, but man, do they taste good.
It adds a little bit of something to it, you know.
That city's finest, just good stuff.
like
Well,
Hudson
you see it on all the TV shows that take place in New York. So when you go there, you
It's part of the experience.
have one. 20-minute residence time in your body.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
that's
In
how
and
I know
out.
one of the
Might as
reasons
well-
why COVID couldn't kill me is because of the dirty water dogs from New York City.
Yeah. If you could survive a New York City subway, you could survive COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Michelle says chocolate cake
What?
shake from that hot dog place is delicious. I
I
know.
can't remember the name of the place, but I have hands down one of the funniest, definitely not PG videos of Oscar Rodriguez the third.
Oh my god.
I will not go into details about what was said in this video, but it is still one of the funniest things I
Yeah.
have on my cell phone.
The place that we went to, it's specialized in like
I only know it because of Gabriel Iglesias.
dipped, like they're dipped. The sandwiches are taken and dipped in like a juice.
Yes.
They're like called like a hot dip something, but
It's like a
yeah. But I mean, it's world famous.
Is it that French dip?
Yeah, it's like they dip it in the broth of whatever they cook it in, like the beef or whatever it is, and it's wrapped up and then given to you like soaking wet.
Oh yeah.
It's very moist. But
Lucy really enjoyed that one, I'm sure.
There it is.
but they introduced us to the cake shake, where you can pick obviously chocolate cake, but
I'm
you
gonna
can
Google
you
it,
can
bother.
pick any kind of. What up, Danielle? How's it going? Danielle Caldwell just hopped in here. Danielle does a lot of
Hey.
makeup for. She has like a makeup thing she does. She has like a makeup channel, I think.
Portillo's.
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 That's what it was called, Portillo's. But yeah, they introduced us to this cake shake, and it was. We should all just go there. And get it.
Screw it. Let's end this live. Let's just hop on a flight and go to Chicago.
We need a cake shake and some moist dipped beef.
When we were in Rochester that time, Greg, didn't we go to that one place that had like cereal shakes? They had
Yeah, what was it? Pop something.
Yeah, it was
Pop
something.
rock. Pop in your mouth.
Something like But they had you could eat like Fruit
Yeah.
Loops in your
Yeah.
shake.
Fruit Loops, is that the thing? Frankenpebbles, Frankenberry.
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles.
No, Fruity Pebbles. That's what I'm thinking of.
Cereal's
Yeah.
become big with
Yeah,
ice
that was-
cream
that's
lately.
right.
Well, yeah, we have a local shop that an ice cream shop,
What, Cold Stone?
Joe's.
Oh, Joe's. Yeah, Joe. Well,
And
Joe's is a different
So
animal. That place is...
I was scrolling TikTok one day, and I just happened to see him pop up, and it was like, wow, they actually have like a huge following on TikTok, and they're like a local mom and pop like ice cream place, and they do the freak shakes.
Yep.
And it's like literally like an ice cream milkshake, and they coat
It's gigantic.
whatever it is, whether it be Oreo, Reese's Pieces, Fruity Pebbles, like
Full-size chocolate
they coat
chip
the outside
cookies.
of it in like this frosting, and they dip it in whatever the shake is made of.
Yeah.
And so like they have like a Reese's Pieces freak shake that they blend it up whatever, but then they roll it in Reese's Pieces.
I'm going into like diabetic shock thinking about it.
Yeah, it's phenomenal though.
But it's really good.
I mean,
The worst milkshake mistake I ever made was I
Oh.
thought gummy bears would be
He
great.
said
in a
milkshake mistake.
They-
You should hashtag the shit out of that. Tell us your milkshake mistake.
Yeah, don't ever put gummy stuff in a milkshake because it's
Yeah, that'd be they get crunchy. Do they get crunchy? Yeah.
yeah. Because you think it's gonna be soft and you go to bite into it and you're like,
Shit, I gotta go to the dentist now.
how do you get them
Yeah.
into the straw?
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
Damn, my straw's clogged.
With gummy bear rocks.
In Iowa, we have a place called Zombie Burger and Drink
What the
Lab, and
hell?
they do so it's like all these crazy burgers. Yeah, it's awesome. And then they've got like the shake, all the different shakes and things. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place. It's in Des Moines.
can't
There's
knock
2
Iowa.
locations.
Well, hold on, Renee. We've known you for how
Can't
many
knock-
years, and you just now mentioning this to us?
You can't knock Iowa. Right? You just can't like
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I was not
Yeah.
that far.
Iowa's really not that far.
Yeah. Well,
Take a trip to Portillo's and then we
Right.
head over to Iowa.
Yep.
All right, Greg, we'll
There
take
you
your
go.
private jet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna hop on one of the Star Wars things they have there.
They got the Millennium Falcon out back.
Maybe. You gotta say it like Christopher Walken.
They got the Slave One out in the front yard.
You gotta say it like Christopher Walken.
Love the ship. Not crazy about the name
The
though.
Millennium Falcon.
We'll meet you there. We'll ride our one wheel.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't wreck.
Again.
I think I saw it was like Linda that asked if I recovered from my wreck that I posted a while.
Oh yeah, towards the beginning.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally recovered now.
Is that the one we were talking about prior to the show?
Yeah, riding the one wheel and wrecking, and I broke my
Yeah.
collarbone and split my head open and ground, and my like, no, you're just flopping around like a fish.
And that's where you were like, hey Greg, you should
That
try this.
accident-
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, he's in the hospital. You know, hey, you need to get one
Yeah.
of these. But okay. So I got one. Busted up the wrist.
the best part is that the first time I wrecked, I actually got up and I broke a couple of fingers the first time. Riding past the gym when I was working out before I
I've
came here. I'm like, yeah, I was here.
I watched these guys ride them around here, and I mean those things are fast. Like depending on I guess what model you
Yeah.
get, I watched this dude zip around like 40 something miles an hour, 50 miles. I'm like, dude, if you wipe, you're done. Like you're done.
That the one that I had wasn't fast enough for my brain. Its top speed was only like 17 or 18, and like in my brain, I need to go at least 20. So what they are, it can either balance or
Right.
it can go fast, but not both. Right? Screw you. I'm not gonna balance anymore. And then you do a nose dive, and you don't, and you just keep going at like 18 miles an hour. So I bought the bigger, faster
Yeah.
one. I haven't
You're-
crashed on that.
You
one
guys
yet.
are being yelled at
Yeah.
by Pi. She says you need to wear a helmet. Where's all your PPE?
But you know the thing was, yeah. Well, funny thing is,
Gloves.
I wear a helmet, but I just started out like just zipping around in front of my house in the cul-de-sac, and I got further and further away, and then I was going faster and faster, and then brake check in front of me, and I got pissed and went to go around and really switched and went on them really fast. He said you can either balance or you can go fast. And my
Mhm.
board balance or you can go fast. And I went down, and 2 weeks later, I was back in a sling and everything. Bandage on my head in a sling. I was back on the one wheel riding.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like you got to lean forward and like why I don't know. I just in my head I see myself doing it, but as I lean forward, I just continue to keep going forward, and the next thing you know, this thing is pushing me at 20 miles an hour down the road on my face, and it's just not stopping. So it just doesn't end well for me in my head.
So, Bruce is probably yelling at me for right on your
Yeah.
phone.
So he knows every time I crash, I take a big crash because I'll text him gloves.
Gloves, yeah.
That's the only word. I always fall like skid on
Right.
my hands. I did it once without gloves on, and every time that's like my main PPE.
Gloves. Yeah. But like you got to get like legit. You guys get like legit gloves, like motocross gloves.
No,
These are
Yeah.
these are just mittens.
Natty made these for me for Christmas. I'm gonna put them on.
I thought you were gonna say that in the British accent.
Oh,
don't
what,
even
nanny?
match.
Yeah.
Oh, Nanny.
They're attached
I
to
don't
my
know.
sweatshirt with the string through.
Oi, wanker, wear some gloves.
Yeah, Lucy texted me almost daily, like, stop riding the damn one wheel.
Never.
Oh God. All right. So, what have we established tonight?
Recap.
Yeah.
Not much.
So
To have on the podcast.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That's good to hear.
No,
I
no.
thought we'd
So
do it.
you guys based. So
Right.
if
He
anybody,
keeps texting me. That was stupid. I was like, yeah. I
what's
know,
like
yours
the
was
what's
too.
like the best social media for people to go and follow you guys to get like announcements for things you guys have going on, stuff that's coming out in the future? Is it Instagram, Facebook, Twitter?
I forget that I have an Instagram, and every once in a while I'll go check it. But like Facebook, I'm on there all the time, and I'll switch back and forth between my page and my fan
Okay,
page.
because you guys do have some announcements coming up besides the camp.
Mhm.
You guys are both working in a project right now that obviously we can't talk about. But as
It's
soon as you
marvelous.
got, yes, it's
It's
going to be marvelous. So
I can announce it next May.
Had to wipe off.
as soon as you guys are able to obviously make the announcement, so everybody knows where they're gonna check it out. It says, "Oh wait, Linda's Twitter account is closed for now again." What?
Yes.
What do they
again.
keep? Linda, what? You're like the Facebook offender, but you're on Twitter. I've never heard of anybody on Twitter getting banned.
And they're just like, she just did little videos this time.
It's
they
the
weren't
copyright
anything,
stuff again
I mean,
for The Walking Dead.
yep. Well, I don't know if it was Walking Dead. I guess I'm not sure what it was, but yeah,
Poor
it's just
Linda.
something to do with that. It doesn't make any
Linda's
sense.
like the
'cause everybody
sweetest person
posts-
in the world. There's like she doesn't like now like they keep suspending her account because she makes like memes and she'll do like little snippets of stuff that's posted by The Walking
Yeah.
Dead, and she'll just take it and repost it,
Okay.
and she keeps getting hammered by them.
She's been hanging out with Lucy too much.
Mhm.
Well, Lucy's on Facebook, Linda's on Twitter. You guys just might as well just like go on I don't know, Instagram together or
Mhm.
something.
With
They can share.
that being said, Lucy said she loves you both, and thank you for doing this tonight.
Yes,
She
absolutely.
loved it. So
Love you too.
Love you too, Lucy.
She's definitely a huge supporter of what you guys do. So,
Well, she's a huge supporter.
yes, she is a
of
huge
us,
supporter of
too.
us.
She's
Also, let's congratulate Renee. I felt bad today because Renee's most recent article that you put out,
It wasn't recent, actually.
it wasn't the most recent one. I thought didn't you just post it?
The one I shared with you guys?
Yeah,
No, the one I shared with you guys? No, that was months ago.
was it?
I don't even know.
I
how
thought it
she
was the one
found
you
it.
just did because I didn't one you just do have something to do with Daryl, or no?
she's like, shit.
I'm like, well, I'm confused what you're saying.
About
so-
the article that you just put out on Undead Walking.
the one that was
Yeah, that's an old one.
I wrote that 5 months ago. She shared it today.
Really? I thought that was the one
Mhm.
you just did because I could have sworn the one you just did didn't that have to do with Daryl too?
I don't
I
know.
thought it had to do with Daryl. Anyway,
Anyway,
So that was taken in. It was actually reshared today, right?
Yeah.
Is that what's her last name? Right, Saniqua, right?
Martin Green.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
that was taken and reshared today.
Yeah.
5 months ago.
But I wrote it like I think it was 5 months ago. Yeah. So I wrote an article about her husband, Scott, on The Walking Dead. And somehow she just came across it and she shared it today. She shared the article and excerpts from it and everything. And I was fangirling. I was like, you guys, look what happened. So yeah.
Such an it was just like 3 of the main cast and me. And she was there. And I think she had just had her, and the baby was there, and we were all like, going gaga over her baby. Yeah, I love Saniqua.
Yeah, she's a really cool. I love following all the stuff she does. And
See, now I
Yeah.
have to go, and now I'm going to look up the one you just posted because I swear to God, it's had something to do with Daryl. Maybe.
I
Maybe not.
think it. Yeah, it was. So what it was saying was the article was saying that Beth had said that Daryl Dixon would be the last man standing, but then fans were starting to say that it's going to be Scott because he's like always
Oh.
there. He's been there since I think,
Okay.
and that's maybe the Daryl connection that you're doing. So it was like the article was like saying that Daryl wouldn't be the last man. This
Could've
guy
been.
would be. Confused.
Could have been because I scroll through thousands of things every day.
So anyway, yeah.
Okay.
So
That was very cool.
Kind of cool.
And I felt really bad because I couldn't like congratulate you like at the time you posted it, and hours had gone by, and I was literally so today, guys. I was up in Albany being screened and investigated by New York State Corrections. So you're not supposed to have your cell phone or anything on you or whatever whatsoever.
For employment.
Yeah,
nothing criminal.
Yeah, for employment. Yeah. Not going to prison. Sorry, I should have put that in there, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I didn't kill anybody. I'm not going to prison. Yeah, yeah, not to take your proof.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, and I can't, you can't have anything on you, electronic, whatever. But I have my watch on, and my phone is close enough to where like they'll, they'll sync, and the phone will send me whatever's going on. And investigators talking to me, and I feel my watch vibrate, and I'm talking to him, and I look down real quick, and I see a message from Renee, and I'm like, oh God, it's about tonight's show. Please tell me everything's gonna be okay about tonight's show. So he's, I'm going through this packet with him, and I happen to look down, and I just kind of like, did like one of these little tappy things, like do, kind of playing with my watch a little bit, and lit up the screen, and it says like, guys, check this out, look at this, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, what? I'm trying to like look down at this thing. And I'm scrolling. Then Ryan starts blowing it up. He's like, "Oh my God!" Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" I'm like, "Okay."
I'm so sorry that I was happy for my dear.
I know, but I was just happy it was nothing bad. I was like, okay, so the show's still going on. We're okay. We still have a show tonight. But yeah, so then I felt bad because it wasn't until hours later, where I was able to respond and say congratulations on that. So, wanted to throw that in there.
Did you get the job?
It's well deserved. 5 months later or not?
Yeah.
My bad. I thought it was like recent. But you got some props from pretty a blue check mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue check mark is always a good day.
day.
I had check mark.
Yeah.
Not on.
I remember when you got that. I was like, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. So yeah, guys, once again, please go follow these gentlemen on social media so that way you can get the announcements on what they're going to be doing and what's coming out next. So that way everyone can be up to date on their adventures in acting. Guys, we really appreciate you being here. 100%. It was a great time. Thanks for giving everybody some insight into what you guys do, what you have done.
I have to say that I've always enjoyed interviewing like the guys who do the Walker stuff and the Whisperer stuff.
The real work.
I didn't say that.
No, I know.
It's all
like
real
the
work.
the grunt work, the grunt stuff.
I just think that like the stuff that you guys have done on the show was just some of the coolest stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's like a nerd dream right there. You know what I mean? I think that's so cool.
That's what you dream about?
Thank you.
Being a zombie in The Walking Dead, yes, I do dream about that.
All right. Guys, if you know anybody who's looking for,
This is
if you guys happen to know if they're looking for a strong, portly man for a Walker spot,
We will pass your names on.
what? I said strong.
so. Hey, if anybody out there in any of your viewers are looking for something fun to do, check out my production company, Coastal Independent Films. We make all kinds of movies and stuff. One of our first, and there also, but one of the first ones that we did, it was one of the ones I wrote.
Oh.
It's called Thirst of the Dead, and it's about zombies and beer.
Okay.
Two of the greatest things in the world.
Right?
It's a zombie,
All right.
it's a zombie. Yeah, so we're always putting out new things. You can check us out on Facebook, Coastal Independent Films LLC, or on just subscribe to our YouTube channel because we
Right.
put everything out on anything. We all like making movies and stuff, and they're actually pretty good. Some of the stuff is on TV all over the world that we've made. So come check us
Sounds
out.
good. That's why they be stumbling everywhere.
Story.
You know what I'm saying? They drunk.
I just subscribed to you guys on YouTube, so
No, well that's I don't want to give away too much.
All
You
right.
got to check it out. Thirst of the Dead. It's
Ryan's gonna, now that he's got everything, I'll do it. He'll share it with me, that way I can go follow next. And Thirst of the Dead sounds like
and then all of your viewers, of course, come watch us. We post all the behind interviews with the cast and crew and everything, and we're always looking for extras and actors. So hey, there's that too.
very cool.
If you're in the
Very cool.
You didn't mean to hijack. I just wanted to,
Hey,
No,
you guys,
good.
that's why you guys
Yeah.
are here. Plug away.
Yep.
Plug away.
absolutely.
I mean, plug, obviously there's something that you can't plug yet, but we've kind of let everyone know to look out for the plug. So that way they can get the drop when you guys let everybody know.
Yep.
Maybe
Yeah,
this
Won't be
time
till
next year we can plug it. 23.
23. Okay.
around a certain time of year.
May-ish.
Yeah.
Possibly.
All right.
Just really
Yeah.
fishing, huh?
Fishing.
Yeah.
They're not slipping, so it's okay.
Oh, they're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fish aren't biting.
Not their first rodeo.
Yeah.
We like
Yeah.
to keep our jobs in.
Yeah.
Don't have to pay out that
Something
NDA.
we always like to do real quick. So we always like to ask the actors what they're like most recently into and what they're watching. Are you guys hooked on anything right now, TV show wise? I know Yellowstone's real big right now. 1883.
I just finished part of the new season of
Okay.
Ozark.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be in a scene, and I guess my scene is in the second part. So it's not, I'm an FBI agent in an
The fourth
episode
season?
of Ozark. But
Okay.
yeah, they split it up into two parts. They did 7 episodes, and there's going to be 7 more. So I'm assuming I'm in the
Very
next
cool.
7.
All right.
That scene hasn't happened yet.
I just started watching the new season of Ozark tonight. Actually, I was watching that when Mike called me and said I was actually in season 1
Oh, very cool.
of Ozark. So that was
Yeah, I
kinda
saw
cool.
that. Yeah.
But, Peacemaker.
Okay.
That crack. That's
I have yet to check it out.
When
but I
he
heard
went
it's very-
when he went on his tirade about Batman, I died. I died. That scene was phenomenal.
I haven't seen
He
it
shit
yet.
on Batman so hard. I loved it.
it's so funny.
And I
It's
was
so
like,
well
damn,
done.
that's like
that
like
one.
DC took a shot at
Yellowstone just
himself.
finished.
Josh wants to
Yeah.
know, you can watch
It's
Thirst
good
of the
stuff.
Dead. It's on YouTube. YouTube.
Yep.
Thirst of the Dead is on YouTube.
Yeah, Coastal Independent Films.
Coastal and
Coast. Yeah.
Coastal Independent
Is that back?
Films. There you go.
There you
We
go.
just put it in the chat.
So with you guys being
Check out The Vegetarian also. The Vegetarian is one that I wrote. It's about a couple on their first date. He takes her to an all meat restaurant. She's a vegetarian.
happens.
I have to ask, have you guys been watching Book of Boba Fett? I'm not gonna spoil anything. I just want to say that I love that Danny Trejo is in Book of Boba Fett.
Right? As soon as I saw that, the first thing I texted out, dude,
I
Texted Danny Trejo, the Rain Corps Chief.
I said it to my friend. I texted him. I was like,
didn't
Danny
even go that
Trejo's
far.
in
Just
Book
put
of
his name
Boba
out
Fett.
there.
He hadn't watched the episode yet. He goes, "What the fuck's that?" And I was
Oh,
like, "Machete."
Boo.
I was like, "The uncle from Spy Kids."
we
Yeah.
can't be friends.
Machete.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a badass mofo.
I gotta say, so far, as much as I love Mandalorian, I'm loving Book of Boba Fett a little bit more. Yeah, just because it has so many ties to the movies, and Mandalorian's a lot more standalone, except for certain appearances of people.
Well, it's neat now that we're watching Boba Fett. We're seeing what was happening during Mandalorian in the background. Like I don't know if you watched the last episode.
Quick time that I was in LA, we were hanging out at the special effects studio of a buddy of mine, and they did a lot of the armor pieces. So was it Fennec? I've actually worn that.
That's pretty cool.
It's all like EVA foam.
That's very cool.
Really,
Lightweight.
I've worn that helmet.
I gotta say, and some of the armor stuff they've done in Book of Boba Fett's pretty cool looking.
Oh yeah.
I have to.
Yeah, they got
especially with the Pikes. I like the Pikes helmets. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I gotta finish up.
So cool.
I still have to finish up Mandalorian and then jump right in.
Missing out.
Hey, I got into like a big Yellowstone kick in 1883, and it kind of got sucked into like a cowboy
I haven't
world.
started 1883 yet.
You know.
Yeah. I haven't started 1883.
Very good writing.
Love Yellowstone.
The writing is
Finished that.
superb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, the costume.
Yeah.
I haven't watched either one of those yet. I feel like
Yeah, it is good
Stuff.
stuff. All right, gentlemen. We will
I
let
don't
you
even know
guys
what else I
go.
just-
We appreciate you guys spending close to 2 hours with us, though. By the way.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going.
I know. Yeah.
We're just getting.
Let me take my miniature schnauzer out to go to the bathroom before he shits on the floor. So, he likes to leave me. I call them Tootsie Rolls. You know what I mean? They're just like strategically placed throughout the house. So.
Oh, nice.
But no, I definitely appreciate you guys. Everybody, very happy to have you. They said, it's interesting. You guys are funny. It's great to have you on. And then let me see. Pi said I knew someone would mention Yellowstone soon. Yeah, everybody. Yeah. Let me see. Pi said she just found Thirst of the Dead, so you got another person on that as well. Josh,
Renee's husband.
Josh, Renee's husband's gonna be watching. Steph, I know Steph had to work, but at least you're able to pop in here and there. Watch us later. You'll get to hear a lot, Steph. And yeah, guys, keep in touch. Let us know when you guys have something going on. We will more than happily take it and tweet it and Instagram it and Facebook it and smack a baby's ass with it, like whatever you want. You know what I mean? We'll do it. What?
Why do you gotta be weird?
Why do you have to not be weird?
All right, whatever.
Why would you?
Yeah, there's nothing weird about it. It's advertising. Everyone looks at babies' asses. They're beautiful. Cute little baby buns.
All right, cue the music. All right, guys. On that note, have a great night. Seriously,
Good night,
guys,
Thank you
thank
guys
you.
so
Appreciate
much.
Thank you for having
Talk to you guys soon.
A lot of fun. Let's do it again.
Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa. Hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.